This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset.
Finding the funny. Finding the funny. With Ruth and Ange. Finding the funny.
Ange,
Pats,
ready?
I am ready.
What was your favourite subject at school?
Ooh.
I've bought a good one here, haven't I? Because I think
Wow.
if I know you like I think I do, there's a couple for you.
There is. You're right,
Yeah,
Pats. There is
Can
definitely
I try and
colour.
guess them?
Yeah, go, mate. Go, yeah.
So I would have said your colours would have either been English.
Absolutely Anglaise, yep.
Yeah. I think there's actually probably three. Drama.
Shitting love drama. Yes.
Yeah, shitting love drama.
Yes.
Or music.
Yeah, music not so much, I have to
Sure.
say, because,
Yeah.
you know, they cover such a lot in music, don't they? And music that you're not really that interested in.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what
true.
I mean? It's that sort of... So I did like music, but I think for me it would be the Anglaise and the
Dramas.
dramatics.
Do you remember I did music GCSE?
I don't, but yeah.
Well, you sang with me for my music practical. Do you
Did
remember?
I? No.
Yeah, we Dad got together a little band, and you were one of my backing singers, and we did the
Amazing.
classic "From a Distance," Bette Midler,
Oh, well, I mean, that is a beautiful song. isn't it?
recorded in Staines Salvation Army Hall.
From a distance.
Yeah, I mean, what a
The
tune. Just be careful of
ocean
copyright,
meets
Ange. Just be careful of copyright. Just be
the
careful of copyright.
sea.
Yeah, stream. It's actually stream, but
Oh, yeah, stream.
Stream, yeah. Yeah, so I did music GCSE.
So what was your fave then?
Oh, drama without. Do you know why?
drama
Because you could just
toys.
fucking dick around in drama.
Yeah.
couldn't you?
Also, Mrs. Hatfield. She was
Well,
our drama.
I only had her for like 1 year, and then I had Mrs.
Oh.
Alford.
Oh, me and the G-Bro,
Big
James,
up the Hatfields.
we had Hatfield for the duration. And she was,
Do you remember
she was
when-
amazing.
Do you remember when Mrs. Hatfield used to have to threaten James around school production time?
Yeah.
That if he didn't behave in other lessons, she'd pull his
wasn't
part.
gonna
Yeah.
get the main part. Yeah. He
So
quickly snapped back in, didn't he, there?
So she would say to him, "Now, James, I want to give you the lead in the next show that we do.
Yeah.
And I know that you will bring the house down. However, if I hear from Mr. Bell that you're not pulling your socks up in maths, I will not. I get a lot of stick on your behalf in the staff room,
In the
James,
staff
and I
room.
stick up for you a lot.
Because you are my star. You are the
Oh,
star.
yeah.
Yeah, big
Do you remember when the press would come and it would the whole piece would, even if James wasn't the lead, it would always be about him, basically.
Yeah. I mean, even if I was the lead, it would still be about him.
Still be about James.
I mean, that's
yeah.
the story of our lives, Pats, isn't it, really?
Basically,
you know.
Yeah, I think that was a premonition for what's happening now. Even the stars of our own podcast is all about fucking
It's
James.
still about him, yeah. Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. But yeah, mine would. I mean, you could just get away with dicking around in drama. You know, no one's dicking around in science, are they?
Did you just have drama? Was that it? Or did you have any others that you liked?
So I would have also said L'Anglaise as well.
Yes.
I really liked English literature.
Did you?
Yeah, I really loved English literature. I wanted to do English literature A-level, but the class wasn't there. They couldn't get enough students, so they didn't run it at the Misbourne, the school I went to for my sixth form. Shout out to the Misbourne Massive.
English lit.
English lit.
It is
yeah.
lit.
English clit, as lots of people would call it. English with her clit.
What about, would you ever, like, sometimes I have thought about this, about doing some sort of amdram.
Oh, do you know, Ange, I think we should.
I
think of the podcast for
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
think now. I think if
God.
we were involved in some kind of amdram club, we could, I mean, I think we'd, not only would we
honestly.
excel in that,
Well,
in those
yeah,
surroundings,
in those realms.
in those realms, but also, I mean, you would get some great podcast fodder.
I mean, there is a lot of like Amdram, there's just so much, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
Look, I'm going to call out to your list to our listeners. If you're part of an Dramatic Society, we really would actually genuinely love to hear from you.
Oh, yeah.
And what we'd like, if it's not too far, if it's like south of England, Ange and I would love to come along to one of your rehearsals. And maybe have a little sing.
We could have a little part, just a little bit part. Give us a couple of lines.
Couple of lines, give us a couple of lines.
Also, we're also very up for a little sing-song number. So if there's a little number you'd like us to belt
we're
out,
happy to bring it. We could take Margs. Margs is part of a choir now.
Yes. Margs could do some warbling.
Margs is part of a choir, and they've got a concert on the 11th of December.
A concert?
Mum said to me on Saturday, bearing in mind the concert is on the 11th of December.
Yeah, not far.
Mum said to me, I've got to get learning these songs. She doesn't know a single fucking word, man.
Honestly, we're going to watch as well. So we will be eagle-eyed.
Some videos for the
on
Finding the Funny
C,
page. Yeah.
Just to see if she actually has learnt any lines or if she's just mumbling along.
Yeah. Yeah, mine was definitely drama. Couldn't stand science, couldn't really stand maths, wasn't into any of that logical bullshit. Nah, not for me, mate, thanks. Yeah.
No. I was definitely more of the creative side. You know,
I liked religious studies.
RS.
Yeah.
I also quite liked, like I did the old textiles.
Yes.
I quite liked that sort of side of life as well.
That side of life?
That side of
that side of life.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I fancied my textiles teacher. I think I've said this before actually, but Mr. Pickover, Marcus, if you're listening.
Mr. Pickover?
Yeah, he took over from Mrs.
Alford.
Who did you have? No. Who did you have? Textiles. No, you had. Who was your Mrs. Furbank? Was your textiles
Furbank.
teacher?
That's the one.
Mrs. Alford was the drama teacher.
Yeah.
And Furbank retired, and Pickover came in, and Pickover was fit.
Was he hot? I don't think we had any hot teachers when I was at school.
No.
I don't remember any
Drummond?
hot ones. Hot one.
Do you not remember a hot one? So that was.
Yeah. Now I think we should just have a little chit chat as well about our little weekend away.
We've had a fabulous weekend away.
Yep, down in the old Portsmouth.
Yeah.
But we went for a little swim late afternoon, and there was also down in this hotel a steam room and a sauna. Now I loves me a steam room and a sauna. I really love that shit.
Me too.
So I said to Pats, we're in the jacuzzi, I said, Pats, I'm going to go into the steam room for a bit. So what, you know when you open those steam room doors, because it's so, you can't see a shitting thing for a start, can you? Yeah. So I opened the door, sort of trying to get an idea if there, I sort of said, is there any space? And then this man sort of said, yeah, no, there's a space here. I thought, great, I'll go in there, sit down, right? Now, I think this has definitely happened to me before, but I kind of forget, and I'm interested to know if it's happened to you.
Right.
When you sit down in the steam room,
because
it's very wet.
I know what you're going to say. It was like a clapping sound.
Well, it's like you farted.
Yeah, it's like a big clapping sound. It's like a yeah,
because you're like, it's wet. You're wet. The room's wet. The seats are like that sort of stony. Are they stone? Yeah, they're that sort
like
of
little tiles, isn't it? Like little mosaic tiles.
So everything's just wet, and you sit down. Anyway, I sat down, and it did sound like I'd farted. To which
you then said, "I didn't fart."
I just went, "Oh, that was a bit awkward." Nobody batted an eyelid, right? And that just made the situation worse, because I thought I've just highlighted that you've heard that I've highlighted it.
Yeah.
You've not even acknowledged that I'm trying to make a bit of a joke out of it.
No.
And it also got me thinking, like, can you imagine being in a steam room or a sauna naked? Like, because that's what a lot of Europeans do, don't they?
Yeah, I think I'd quite like it.
I don't know if I would. Like, it's bad enough. It was just, it's those sort of places that I love, but they're very awkward. I like to have a bit of a chat. As you can tell, as you know, I do a podcast. I talk
I
to
know,
you a lot.
but I think chatting in those circumstances is not good spa etiquette. If I'm really honest, Ange, I think you got people are there to relax, man.
But I
you
find it awkward. I do find we're all just sat there. We're all
close your eyes,
tits off.
Just
we're all dripping. I mean, there was a couple of guys in there. This is the steam room, right? They I don't know how long they've been, but they brought a towel in and they kept wiping themselves down with the towel.
In a steam room, not in the sauna.
No, steam room.
Well, you're going to get wet in a steam room because
I
it's
know,
steam.
but you just like, I think they were. I mean, they were in there when I went in there, and they were still in there when I got out. And I was just like, bloody hell, how long are you going to sit in here? I get to a point where I can't breathe. I'm like, I've got to get out of here now because I am actually struggling for breath.
I also think. What I think, so at the same place, we were in the swimming pool, absolutely fecking freezing.
Yeah, we were. It was bloody cold.
We'd been in for about 20 minutes. We were like ready to get out.
Big time hard nips were going on, weren't they?
Big time. I had big time erect nipples. And we decided we wanted to go into in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
I mean, the people, they were in that jacuzzi for absolutely ages.
Yeah.
And that is not good spa etiquette.
No,
do your 20 mins, get out. Do your 15 mins, get out. Remind yourself that there are other people that would like to use the facilities. Facilities.
Well, in the end, we were just like, right, we're getting in, because if we don't get in, they're never going to
They'll never get out.
Yeah. So we got in, they got out. It was perfect, actually.
But do you know what I hate? What I absolutely detest with a spa treatment is if I have a masseuse that tries to talk to me.
Oh, yeah. No. Now, that is where you do not bring any kind of talking time. No. Let
me tell you about my husband, Michael. No, actually, I don't. So Michael is 52. And he works for Thames Water, actually. He does the water testing for Thames Water. Okay. Is this pressure okay for you? Yep, fine. And last week he was telling me about a job he went to. Pulled up the manhole cover full of shit. It's full of shit. It's overflowing with shit. You're just laying there going, okay, yeah.
Okay, please
and
shut up.
It said it absolutely stank. It was disgusting. You had to get one of those big rod things, get it down there, push it. I said, Michael, we've got very different jobs, haven't we? Yeah. It's just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Plug.
We're going to now go into
finding the facts. Finding the facts. Finding the FACTS of facts.
Oh, nice. You mixed it up at the end there. Nice.
Little click at the end.
Now,
yes,
we were going to call this segment Ange's Facts.
We were, obviously, as discussed last week.
But what happened in the prep?
So, when we were prepping for today,
yes,
we go through our little general chit chat. What are we going to talk about there? Then we went into what would normally have been Urban Dictionary. Obviously, that was my idea. It was my jingle. I sort of came up with it.
But I lead a lot on that.
You lead a lot. You were leading on that a lot because I do shitting tits. So I lead on shitting tits. Yeah. So we always go, oh, Ange, you've got a tits. I'll do Urbans. Right? Brilliant.
That is how the prep goes down.
That is how it goes. If you've got a tits, I've got a tits. Great, I'll do Urban. Brilliant. Right? Then when we start discussing the new segment, which we originally called it Ange's Facts.
Yeah.
Patch said, so have you got a fact? And I was like, well, means I'm leading on a lot of this shit, isn't it? If I'm doing facts as well. So I was like, I can't be doing facts and tits, right? You're going to have to take some of this now, Pats, I'm afraid. Which is... What
the hell was that laugh? That's what you just did.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
So Ange actually went like this. I mean, I'm leading on a lot of stuff now.
I did not sign up for podcast to be doing a lot of leading.
Yeah, so I was cracking up. She said, I mean, what do you really lead on?
So that's when we said, look, it's not going to have to just be Angie's facts. We've got to go for... We came up with a few little things, and then we went, finding the facts.
Finding the facts. Makes sense. Works with our brand. On brand. So this is the fact that I've got, that somebody commented on I forgot to take the name down, apologies for that, but somebody commented this on our picture of the potato off the back of last week's fact.
Facts.
It is impossible to hum while holding your nose. Now try it. Because I tried it earlier to be sure, and it's true. Try it.
So what, you can't hum with holding your nose?
No, hold your nose and try it. You actually can't do it. You can't. It is impossible to hum.
I mean, what is that? That is... I suppose it's because everything's connected. That is a fact.
Yeah. If you need to wow somebody with a fact in your face, hold your nose and try and hum, you'll not be able to do it. Fact.
And it's also quite fun. Isn't it? It's a fun fact.
Well, it is funny trying to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you just get a bit... What you do get, though, when you try and do it, which is something that we loved doing as kids, is you get the... So for the people who aren't watching us, although go watch this video on the Finding the Funny social media.
Yes.
Ange and I are holding our nose, pushing all our air through our nostrils and letting our hands go, which is something that we used to do all the time.
Which I also now do to Joel and Nels sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I just sort of say.
But not being able to, what interests me about this is who found that out.
Who found that out? Who tried to hum and then did that? Yeah.
It was like, actually, I wonder, do you know what, Susan? I wonder if you can hum and hold your nose. I don't know. Try it.
And then they were like, shit.
I've come up with a fact here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come up with a fact. And do you know what? One day they're going to speak about this on Finding the Facts.
This would be the debut Finding the Facts. We had a little chat about a fact at the weekend, didn't we? I'm going to give you two in one here.
Did we?
We had a little chat, didn't we, about a fact at the weekend when we were in the water. Your hands go wrinkly.
Yes, I did not know about this.
No, I shocked you with a Rudy's facts.
And this is, like you say, Pat, this is a buy one, get one free again here.
Yeah, and I didn't want to lead on this segment, so I didn't want it to be called Rudy's facts. I wanted Ange to very much have another segment to lead on.
Yeah. But that's
so
not
your
happened.
Fingers. No, because she's quickly, very, very, very successfully delegated it out to somebody else. As I said delegated, then I kicked my leg under the table. I did a little side kick, a little like you're delegating it out. Your fingers go wrinkly in the water because your whole body doesn't go wrinkly, does it? It's just your fingertips. It's just
the tips.
Fingers. And that is in case you need to cling on. You've got amphibian type suction pads in case you need to, your body knows you've been in water a long time and you might need to have more grip, so that is why the tips of your fingers and your thumb go wrinkly and not the rest of your body.
Now, is that actually, like, sometimes you come out with facts that aren't actually right?
Well, I think what we've established a few weeks ago is that I'm big hat no cattle a lot of the time. That's I'm just wanting
dropping
to check fact bombs left, right, and centre, and then somebody goes, "No, that isn't true."
That's not true. Well, exactly.
No.
And did you actually check that out on Google?
No, I didn't. I want our listeners to know it and for it to go forth.
But what if it's not a fact, and you just said that
it's a fact? What if it's not a fact? Then it's not a fact.
Well, it's not very helpful to people, is it? Because they come for finding the facts, and then they find out that they're getting wrong facts.
Well,
it's finding the wrong facts.
I tell you what. Let's ask our listeners.
Yeah,
somebody find out if that is a fact.
That is
There's
true.
Loads of ways that you can get in touch with us. You can find the show on Instagram. Just search Finding the Funny.
Yes, and you can also find the show on Facebook. Also, just search Finding the Funny podcast.
Ange, now we've left the facts behind. Let's hear about your tits, please. Let's hear about your tits.
Okay, so the thing that's getting on my shitting tits is there's a particular word, right, that has really started to aggravate me. I've heard it a lot just recently. It's starting to piss me off, okay?
Right.
Now, the word is spenny.
Oh, God, I've said that.
Yes, you've said it. A lot of people on Instagram are saying it. That's mainly where I'm hearing it.
Right.
Spenny. Now, for people that don't know what spenny is, it's basically a shortened way of saying expensive. So people come on, they might be talking about a product or some sort of gear, and they'll say, "Hi guys, just wanted to show you this new product I've been using. It's absolutely amazing. It's really actually changed my life. It's changed my skincare. I've actually put it into my new regime." I mean, it is a bit spenny, but it's worth every penny.
Spenny penny.
Yeah.
It's a spenny penny.
There's
shit. Quite a lot though, isn't there? Like the influencers. Influencers. We've all got influenza or influencers.
On that note, I booked my influenza jab this morning.
Oh, bravo. Yeah. I've had mine.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's like the other one is I sort of am a bit it's hard, isn't it, when you start a story to know how to open?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I've got into my rhythm with that now, to be honest.
Yeah. But a lot of people, it's happy Tuesday. Yeah. How you doing? Hope everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, happy day of the week.
It's never going to be happy, is it?
Well, unless it's a Saturday.
That's what I mean. Working day. I mean, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I mean Fridays I think could be happy because it's a Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think Sundays are particularly happy.
No, Sundays are quite shit, aren't they? Yeah.
I know Sundays. That Sundays get on my shitting tits. Actually, Sundays really get on my tits.
Yeah. Sundays and Mondays. Although I don't mind a Monday now because we do this shit. So it's a nice little breakup, isn't it?
I actually like a Monday. I've liked a Monday for a long time. I think the worst day of the week, working week, is Tuesday. What does a Tuesday bring? What does a Tuesday bring you? So Monday, you've got your how was everybody's weekend, hire back into a new week. You know, you can have a bit of a chatty morning. You've not seen your colleagues.
Yeah,
this is obviously pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
You know, you can have. Did you go to that thing? Did you go on Saturday night? Did you get pissed? Yeah, was it fun?
Yeah.
Tuesday, it's like fucking hell.
Yeah.
Back
Tuesdays, well, it still feels a long way from the weekend.
Yes. Wednesday's hump day.
Day.
We're over it.
We're over
the worst.
Yeah.
Thursday's basically the new Friday. Friday you can do jack shit.
Yeah. Thursday you start to wind down.
Oh,
so you do less. Friday you actually really do very, very little.
Yeah.
Just pretend that you're doing a lot.
You move your mouse a couple of times to check you've got no emails.
Still
and then
there.
You're away from your desk.
Yeah. That's it. You're gone. Yeah, I'm not dicking around.
Make sure I'm logged into Teams. Yeah, logged into Teams. I've got a green tick. Fantastic.
You got the sound on as well, so you can hear if anyone's sent you anything. Ding. Oh shit! Right, better go and check that. Yeah. I'll come away from the TV.
Yes. Yeah. But Tuesday. Oh God, Tuesday is a shit day of the week.
Yeah. But what about why have you started using Spenny? Like I think you very easily jump on a bandwagon.
Do you know what, Ange? Do you know what I love the most about doing this with you is just how encouraging you are of me, how much you build me up, how much you want everyone to hear how well you want me to do in my life. Do you know what the problem is with you, Pats? You jump on a bandwagon. You very quickly get bandwagon based.
You do like a jump on.
I'm a BWB. I'm a BWB, bandwagon based.
Do you know the other word that also has irritated me for a long time? And this is really kind of a Love Island based word.
Yeah.
Muggy.
You
know, now they're using the term, well, he just behaved and it was just so muggy.
Yeah, he mugged me off, mate.
It was really muggy and I'm not having that. I'm not going to be treated like I'm a mug.
That is mugging. He is mugging me off now.
Now, muggy, in my day, still isn't actually right now, currently. Muggy, to me, means is very, very hot.
Yeah, well, we talked about being muggy last week, didn't we? When we talked about drizzle. That muggy often goes hand in hand with shitty drizzle.
Yes. So that sort of pisses me off a bit. And then I heard last night on obviously the new I'm a Celeb started.
I'm so excited for this.
David Ginola.
Yeah, you fancy him, don't you?
Oh, good Lord. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I've
Yeah.
always had a bit of a soft spot for David.
Really?
And now
Really?
he just ages like a fine wine.
Mm.
Also, someone did send me a message saying he's even got sexy hands. And
If you can hear noise in the background, Margs is here.
Oh,
Well, shout out to Margs who's doing the cleaning. You right there, Margs?
I was going to join in earlier on.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes, Buddy Betty Big Bollocks, coming to join in the podcast. You're not needed, Mum. We just need to keep the noise down. Anyway, Ange, back to you.
bloody love you, Margs.
Boy, I love you.
My shitting tits, how you talk to me.
What did she
Wow. Gets on my shitting tits how you two talk to me. Wow. Hey, there you go, listeners. You wanted Margs and Mal to come on the podcast. She's been on now. She's not very happy with us.
There's Marg's debut. We'll just get
That's
Mal on
it.
for a quick, 2-seconder.
Yeah.
But this, there's that woman on there now. Oh, Snoochie. That's her name, isn't it?
Yes.
Snoochie,
Yes.
something like that. She was saying when they were doing one of the trial where they had to walk the plank thing, she said, "I'm getting licked tonight. I am getting licked." I said to Joel and Nels, "What does she mean? She's getting licked?" And apparently that is a terminology for drunk.
Yeah, licked.
I'd never heard that before. Getting
Yeah,
licked.
getting licked.
And again, in my day and age, I mean, I'm not quite sure what that would imply. Getting licked. Also,
Isn't
another
it
quick
lit?
one.
Isn't it lit?
No, different. CPATs. I thought she was saying
Oh.
lit, which is having a great time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lit. I'm getting lit.
This is
It's going to be
lit.
lit. It's going to be
This
cool.
is
It's going to be
lit.
fire. It's going to be fire. Right? Lit is about an event. Licked. Getting licked
Is getting
is you're going to get absolutely sloshed. And then this was another one which I thought was a great one, which I might start using because I quite liked it.
Mm.
So you could say, I went out last night and it was Gucci.
Gucci. I mean, I suppose that means it was amazing.
Good. Or going well.
Yeah, Gucci, yeah.
Yeah.
Gucci.
I went from a job interview, it was Gucci.
It was Gucci. It was Gucci. Oh my
Gucci.
God, I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I liked the
I'm
Gucci.
absolutely going to use Gucci.
Yeah.
I went
Well,
to a
Pats,
meeting
you
this
are
week,
looking
guys.
Gucci. I'm going to say that to you tomorrow on this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You
Well,
are
this will-
looking Gucci
Yeah.
bamboo. Gucci
Yeah.
bamboo.
Yeah, Gucci. Yeah, so I liked
Oh,
that
I
one.
like that. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna adopt that. This
Gooch,
product is Gucci.
Yeah. You could just shorten it as well, couldn't you? Just a gooch.
Gooch.
Isn't that something else
Gooch
though,
like
a gooch?
vagina though? Isn't your gooch a
No,
vagina?
I think that's something to do with the penis, isn't it? A gooch.
What, your gooch?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Oh,
We'll find out for
yeah.
finding the facts next week.
We'll bring a fact about what a gooch is.
I think
Gucci.
it is something to do with your penis. A man's penis is there's
Right.
got a gooch in there or
I
something.
feel like I've got to Google it now. What is a gooch?
I think it is something to do with the
a
man's
gooch?
penis. Something to do with the shaft. I'm
Gooch.
feeling.
Gooch refers to the area between a man's anus and testicles.
Oh, there you go.
Testicles. I just called them testicles.
Yeah, that's the
While
gooch.
While normally neutral in tone, gooch can also be used as an insult. So maybe don't shorten Gucci to gooch because they mean very different things. I went for a job interview this week. It was gooch, mate. Gooch. Oh, what? It went bad. It was terrible. No, it was Gucci. Oh, gooch is something very different, guys.
I knew it was something to do with the penis area.
Don't
well, it's
be
not the
going
penis,
round
is it?
saying to people you look well gooch.
Gooch.
Oh, that is hilarious. Do not to get mixed up. You can't get
No.
those two words mixed up. can
Gooch
you?
and Gucci are two very
Yeah,
different things.
Very,
with two
very,
very
different.
meanings.
Very different. Very
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
So yes, Benny, I feel like influencer chat. There's a guy on Instagram who does really funny, like TikTok videos, and he at one point did a video a couple of weeks ago where he said influencers talking to their friends, and the whole time it was just them going, "Hiya, how are you? Have you seen my new product? Would you like to have a drink from this fabulous glass?" And it's really funny.
That is so accurate.
Yeah, and you
So
just think, don't you,
accurate.
those people who are influencing all the time in that kind of
Oh,
tone, they
they
just
just
go
probably
around to their
can't
mates
stop.
going, Hiya, this jumper. Let me tell you about this jumper. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Just let me tell you about this jumper. Last week, this jumper had 25% off with my code, Abby25.
Right, so we had a great dickish behaviour in from Zoe on Gram. She says, the overuse of the word vibes. People are just sticking it anywhere.
I love that Zoe listens. Don't get me wrong. I don't want this to be misconstrued. I love all our listeners. We are absolutely grateful to everyone. However, if I want to use vibe willy-nilly, Zoe, I will use it. Okay, now I like a vibes. I like your Village V's vibes. I like your funny vibes. I
like your sexy vibes.
I love a sexy vibes. I love a funny vibes. I love a Gucci vibes. I love a Gucci vibes. Actually, if something is Gucci, I like to say it's Gucci vibes.
Gucci vibes.
What is the what do you feel about the word vibes?
Well, I kind of am with you actually, Paz. I like a vibes.
I feel like a vibe can really, what's the vibe in there? What's the vibe like? Who's vibing? Is she? Oh, she's vibing.
Although I do kind of see, I can see what Zoe's going on about because, I think as well. I think vibes is okay, but I think as soon as you start saying what's the vibe,
what's that problem?
Because
why is that a problem?
I think it's the S that changes it, right? Vibes is sort of a great vibes. This is good vibes. I'm getting good vibes.
Getting Gucci vibes.
I'm getting Gucci vibes. Not gooch vibes.
God, nobody wants gooch vibes, do they?
But if I walked into a room and I was like, "Hi guys, what's the vibe?"
Yeah,
that would be shit. I think.
Why?
I just don't like the use of it in that way.
What about vibing?
Vibe.
She's vibing. Over
no,
there.
Again, no. I think the only way you can use it is with the S.
Why?
Because I think it sounds all right with the vibes. This is great vibes. We're having great vibes, Gucci vibes. But if you're going and saying, I'm going to go to this thing and I'm going to create a vibe, then you sound like a prick. So I think it's all about the S. You lose the S, and then there's a problem.
Then you sound muggy.
You do, yeah.
If you're dropping the S or putting an ing on the end, you are mugging yourself. You are only mugging yourself off there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I disagree. Actually, I think there is.
What? So you'd go around saying, "Oh, let's go and have a vibe."
No, but I would say you and I are at something together and you came out. I would say, "What's the vibe like in there? How's it vibing? We've got a good vibe."
No,
solid
see,
vibes?
I'd be disappointed if you said that to me.
What about if I said, "Is there solid vibes in there?"
Yes, different. You see, different because you're getting.
So I could say solid vibes. Is it a solid vibe? If we've got solid vibes in there, but I couldn't say what's the vibe in there. No. Well, I'm putting you in dickish behaviour this weekend. We've had a dickish behaviour in on the gram, and it just says this is from Ruth on the gram, and it just says Ange is dickish behaviour. Yep, agreed. Agreed. There's no discussion that we need to have for that one.
Okay.
Ange is very much front and centre dickish. Let's take it to the audience. Let's take it to the audience.
Okay, fine. Am I bringing dickish vibes?
What do you think about the use of the word vibes without the S? There's loads of ways you can get in touch with us. You can find us on Instagram, just search Finding the Funny.
And you can find us on Facebook. Also, just search Finding the Funny.
Okay, Ange, let's just wrap up the ep then, just quickly. Let's check in with you. How's your therapy going?
Very good, Patty. Very good. Had my second session last week. I'm finding I think I said this last week, but I think I'm finding that I'm talking about or thinking about things I haven't really ever thought or talked about. And I think that's what I'm finding. I think that's the thing that's really surprising me the most. I think I thought I knew what I was going to say or what I thought about things or how I felt about things. And actually I'm finding it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
One thing that we talked about a bit last week was like sort of the attachments you have to people. And if your attachment as a child to a parent if you have a very strong attachment in that way, then quite often that's quite hard to take into adulthood, and you tend to replace the attachment you had with the parent with a partner.
Right. Yeah.
And
or with a friend, like lots of children who have various very, very almost becoming enmeshed attachments will have very strong attachments with a singular friend or one or like they find it difficult to have multiple attachments with multiple people. Yeah.
And I think that because I don't think I have or I am a particularly attached person to anyone. I don't, I think I mean, it's quite weird actually. So I was talking to Mum at the weekend, and she was sort of saying to me how, as a child, I was very much like that. I was kind of, I'd cling to Mum, if she would take me to school or drop me. I'd be that child that would have to be kind of peeled off her.
Yeah.
I don't really remember that, and I wouldn't have ever said I was that sort of attached kind of person.
Yeah.
Which maybe I was when I was younger, and that has just changed as I've grown up and become an adult. But it was more that I was thinking of it for my daughter, for Nels, because her attachment to me is and has always been so huge, like to the point of it actually being quite difficult for her.
And for you, it's when those attachments verge on becoming enmeshed, it's difficult for both parties actually.
And she was sort of taught, because I sort of talked about her, and I sort of said how those early years with her were really probably the first few years of her life. Then it got a bit easier. Then we kind of had another sort of spell of it, and I was sort of talking to her about it, and she was saying to me how she said to me, "And how was that for you?" And I don't think I've ever really given that a huge amount of thought. I think I'm very much this is how it is. I've just got to get on and do it. That's my kind of mode. That's my go-to. This is a situation. I've got to find a way of handling it, and I just do it.
Well, I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because in that parent-child relationship, no matter how old your children become, you always have to remain the adult. So you have had to do that from a young age with Ellen, because you're the adult, you're the parent. So even as we become adults ourselves, that relationship should remain that your parent is the adult. And I think when attachments are slightly enmeshed or become slightly trickier to manage, that can often get blurred. And what you have obviously been very, very boundaried with doing is, well, no, I am going to manage this because I'm the adult and she's the child. So you have lost how it's felt for you within that, because you haven't wanted her to worry about it or for her to become concerned about it. And that from a parenting point of view, that's actually a very brave, and often lots of parents don't do that, so that's a commendable thing to do. However, if you're going to support Ellen to become a healthy adult, you have got to start to allow her to explore those other attachments and to lessen that attachment with you, really.
Totally. And I think that is coming, and it's happening kind of now. I think she's she's 15, she's getting older, she's kind of beginning to kind of, and I think it has been, there have been points where I could have quite easily not gone somewhere, not done something, because that would have been easier for her, and I'd just not gone, and I just turned it down. Whereas I think I'm getting better at saying, I am going to do this, and yes, you're not going to like it. Yes, you're going to find that hard, but you will be fine.
Yeah,
and
she's
so will I.
Now, isn't she? She's not a baby anymore. You've got to allow her the opportunity to be without you, because that by the very life cycle, there will come a point where she has to be without you.
Oh, exactly. And I think that was the thing that I got from my session last week the most, was that actually, even though that attachment has been so great and so strong. Sorry, if you just heard the old rustling and clanking, that is Joel making some pasta.
Enjoy your pasta, Joel.
Joel is doing himself a nice bowl of cheesy pasta.
But I think attachment is, it's a very, very, it's a very interesting subject. Bowlby was the first person that wrote about attachments, and attachments it was mothers when he talked about it, but now primary caregivers. It's a very, very interesting, and our early childhood attachment has a huge impact on the way that we manage ourselves and go into adulthood. So it's definitely a thing to reflect on and think about. But she's helping you to kind of think through stuff and
totally.
giving you space. And,
Just that hour
Yeah.
in the middle of my week
Yeah.
is really helping and being hugely beneficial to me.
Amazing.
So yeah, we shall carry on and
We
see
shall
where
carry
we go.
on seeing what happens.
Yes.
Well, look, we found ourselves at the end of another episode. There's loads of ways you can get in touch with us. You can find Ange and I both on Instagram on our own separate accounts. I'm at Ruth Corden and she's at Ange Corden. You can also find the show on Instagram. Just search Finding the Funny.
And you can always find us on Facebook. Also, just search Finding the Funny.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we will be back, of course, next week, helping you to find more of the funny.